Okay, 5 insane human characters that make Space Marines look pathetic. The 3 in the front of this thumbnail for this video: Macarius, Lara Sarin, Commissar Sebastian Yarick. Now, added on to those, I'd have to list Caiaphas Cain. I would absolutely have to list Caiaphas Cain as insane. Just because of his ridiculous luck. Let's see, Eisenhorn would be another one that I would put up there. And let's see. Oh God, I'm going to kick myself if I don't start thinking. I have yet to see her true potential, but Jeffrey Tequila might be in that just based off the fact that she was the first saint. Celestine, of course, but I don't know if she's, really technically human anymore. Let's see. Come on, think. There's plenty of examples. But the 3 on this thumbnail, Sarin, Macariel, Yarick, yeah, I automatically wanted to watch this as soon as I saw it. So, Major Kill is going to tell us about them. Let's just get into it.
G'day guys and gal. Space Marines are often considered to be the alpha chads when it comes to humanity's best soldiers. Obviously the Giga Chad title goes to the Custodes, but I've never heard anyone complain
No, the Giga Chad title goes to Rylanor.
About being an alpha chad before. They are bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, more agile, more durable, and just all-round better than mortal humans in every single way, except for the fact that their dicks don't work, which is a considerable L. Despite the advantages of the Astartes, there are some mortal, non-superhumans that make even the hardiest of Space Marines look pathetic, whether it be through their completely badass attitude, their martial prowess, or just their seriously massive balls. After all, it's easy to act tough when you have ceramite power armor and 2 hearts, but if you can maintain your bravery despite having neither of those, then that's worth a lot more. Before we get started, Skillshare is probably a brand you've seen promoted like a dozen.
Okay, this came out recently, so this promotion is active. It will be down in the description down below, and I am going to let it play.
Times by your favorite YouTubers, and as a result of that, you've probably hit skip a dozen times. I know I did, and looking back, that is a skip that I regret. That's because Skillshare is an immense library of knowledge that's genuinely relevant to current work practices and industries. I never went to uni or college, so I had to learn like a lot of this stuff on my own. How to use a camera, how to use Photoshop, Premiere, a microphone. It was an absolute slog that could have been a breeze if I just used a YouTuber's free trial code all those years ago.
And so I might even try this to make myself look better, so hey.
You want to know how to create the perfect routine or form good habits? There's courses for that. You want to learn technical knowledge about software or hardware? There's courses for that.
Nice.
I've gone through the photography course to help give myself a better understanding about how to actually use my camera. And it was fast, easy, and gave me exactly what I was looking for. With that in mind, the first 1,000 people to use my link or code MajorKill below will get their first month free.
There you go.
That's more than enough time to hop on, complete a course, and then if it's a right fit for you, then stay for the ride. And if not, then it doesn't matter because the whole month was free anyway. Cheers to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over 5 mortal humans from Warhammer 40k who genuinely leave Astartes in their dust. This could be due to their ability to kill Astartes, the fact that Astartes fear or respect them too much to challenge them, or their impact on the setting being significantly greater than the Astartes. I will be including psychers and people with some minor augmetics, but alpha plus brain rape psychers, as well as anything the Mechanicus can spawn, won't be included because they've kind of transcended the realm of mortal.
Okay, so no Celestine.
Let's get into it. Starting us off with a bit of a
Slime
meme
Arbo,
character,
what?
Because as the saying goes,
I just did a 5-ish on him. I'm a moron.
memes get the girls. Slime Marbo. Now, just because Sly is a bit of a piss-take parody of Rambo doesn't mean he can't absolutely fuck up the enemy forces and put each and every Astartes to shame. Catachan is a planet that wants to kill you in every way, shape, and form. It has evolved to be a malicious death trap, yet humanity decided to make a home there anyway. As a result of said death world, the humans on Catachan evolved to become the literal peak of unaugmented humanity. Widely considered to be one of the greatest guardsmen regiments, the Catachan jungle fighters are on a league of their own. They have been able to solo repel every chaos or demonic incursion their world has faced. Sly is the Catachan of Catachans, a god amongst gods. He goes behind enemy lines solo, causes as much death and havoc as possible, and often impossible, and gets out alive every time. Often he doesn't even need to get out because he kills the entire enemy force.
When you kill a Banelord Titan solo, you're just built different.
Orcs, demons, Dark Elder, he has and can kill everything and anything. His achievements are so ridiculous that people don't know if they're true or not. However, he has received the Star of Terror multiple times, which is the greatest honor a guardsman can ever receive, so I'm willing to bet his achievements are legit. He is like Chuck Norris mixed with Rambo, mixed with the entire squad from the Expendables, which happens to feature Rambo and Chuck, but fuck it, you know what I mean. Like, the dude soloed a Banelord class demon titan, which is pretty retarded, but yeah, I don't write the lore, I just read it. It goes without saying that he has and can easily kill traitor Space Marines, doing so on multiple occasions. The only real downside to Sly is the fact that he's incredibly fucked in the head. He has the social skills of an autistic 9-year-old and he never speaks. Every time he receives a Star of Terror and his colonel pins it on him, the colonel asks Sly if he wants it to look after him, just like he looks after all the others. Sly will nod slowly and the colonel will remove the star and put it in the ever-growing collection. It goes without saying that Sly makes any Space Marine look like a bitch. They should just send him after Abaddon. Can't imagine that would be too difficult. The next mortal that can spank an Astartes is Macarius, aka Space Alexander the Great. Whilst this dude would probably get his balls stomped and his brain splattered in a duel with a Space Marine, his legendary crusade was so impressive that it actually put the Primarchs to shame. Basically, within a span of 7 years, Macarius had conquered another 1,000 planets for the Imperium, using an impressive but not overly massive or special fleet. Like, the crusade happened during the 41st millennium, which was by far the roughest time for the Imperium.
Basically, Macarius, what he did, like, was just different. The 7 years that he conquered 1,000 planets would have definitely put a lot of the legions to shame, with the exception of maybe 2.
With the Tyranids and Chaos getting all horny for violence. I did some shit bastard quick maths that shows that this rate of planet conquering was faster than even the best of Primarchs. His crusade probably would have conquered another 1,000 planets if it wasn't for the fact that he had reached the end of habitable space, with the next area being the Halo Stars. If you've watched my video on the Halo Stars, you know that this isn't exactly the holiday destination of choice. Despite this, Macarius wanted to continue anyway, yet his men basically refused. As such, Macarius, with a heavy heart and a manly tear, declared the crusade over. Obviously, this is nearly a one-to-one take on Alexander the Great, but once again, this is canon lore, so it's fair game. His commanding abilities and track record is leagues above even the most legendary of Astartes, and could be said to be better than a Primarch's. He also wasn't some backline bitch who directed from orbit. That dude was on the front lines, glowing like a fucking angel, and giving us some of the coolest guardsman artwork around. Unfortunately, he did die when he was infected with a Nurglite disease, and then assassinated by the Imperium to cover up said disease, so that his official death was way more heroic and on brand, but by this point, he had achieved his purpose as the greatest mortal general in the history of the Imperium. It's just a shame his legacy was ruined when his jealous generals decided to go rogue and defect from the Imperium, claiming the newly conquered worlds as their own new kingdom. They were eventually purged and the worlds reclaimed, but this is Warhammer 40k. We just can't have nice things here. Now onto the baddest bitch in the entire setting, Lara Sarin. It takes a special kind of human to be comfortable working with the World Eaters. Even before they got horny for corny. It takes an absolute fucking badass to put them in their place when they show disrespect. Lara is the highly decorated captain of the Conqueror, the flagship of Angron and his legion.
She was also the youngest flagship captain in the entire Great Crusade.
She doesn't take shit from anyone, not even the Primarch himself. It was her ship, and everyone else was just living in it. During the heresy, before the World Eaters had truly been lost to madness, a World Eater captain defied her orders.
Delvares, you're gonna love this story.
To sate his own bloodlust. When he returned to the Conqueror's bridge, without hesitation, she shot him in the face with a lasgun. Now I don't know.
She didn't wait till it's the first time I've heard Major Kill make an error. He didn't go to the bridge. He had literally stepped off of his ship onto the hangar bay, and as soon as she saw him, she shot him.
About you, but I haven't seen many examples of the lore of a mortal shooting an Astartes in the face and living to tell of it, especially since it was only a flesh wound for the World Eater captain. In response, his men opened fire on her with their bolt guns, which she found to be very disrespectful. However, she was so respected by the Legion that a librarian blocked the shots with his power. Then numerous other World Eaters squared up to protect Lara. She then roasts the living shit out of the World Eater and humiliates him before he gets grounded and sent to his bedroom to think about what he did. Angron respected her, finding her badassery amusing, and he even banished all the remembrances from the Conqueror when Lara complained about them.
Also, Delvares, after Lara literally grounded him. And once she let him out, the World Eaters brought Delvares into the fighting pits where they would, it was kind of their Legion's thing. They would be in the fighting pits. And he was in there for quite a long time. Even though he won a good majority of the fights, eventually he started getting beaten. And they just kept on beating him until there was an understanding reached, and there wasn't a lot of dialogue. It was a really good scene as far as I was concerned.
Anyone that can spank an Astartes that hard deserves a key spot on this list. But it gets better. When the corruption of Khorne truly took a hold of the Legion, the Conqueror began to change. It radiated rage, causing the crew to start killing each other. The few remaining sane World Eaters met with Lara and they planned an escape. However, as they launched into their shuttles, Lara destroyed them all, choosing to stay with her corrupted ship rather than abandon it. Despite its corruption, she was able to maintain her sanity. When Angron was back aboard in his demon form and just started ruining everything, she was one of the people who helped capture and bind him so that he didn't trip over the ship's reactors and blow them all up. Most of the traitor legions lost their flagship, and you definitely expect the World Eaters to lose theirs.
Definitely.
But Lara was able to keep it alive, and it continues to fight for chaos up until this very day. It's not entirely known what became of Lara, but the prevailing theory is that she eventually merged with the ship, becoming a part of its machine spirit.
That's what I think.
Regardless, despite being a chick, she had the biggest balls in the entire World Eater Legion.
Goddamn right.
Now onto a bit of a fan favorite, Inquisitor Gregoreisenhorn. Going through the Eisenhorn books, it's always a pleasure to read about each time he levels up and gains new ability points. When we first meet him, he is a highly skilled and disciplined warrior, with subtle yet effective psycho abilities. When we last see him, he is Kratos, slayer of gods and giver of zero fucks. Eisenhorn is tracked down and taken out some of the greatest threats to the Imperium in the entire galaxy. The dude has also solo killed numerous traitor Astartes and is universally respected by loyalist chapters for doing so. At first, he relied on quick thinking to beat them, distracting them with artifacts then shooting them when their guard was down. But in recent lore, he just straight up fucking slices them to bits like sashimi. His psycho abilities are also potent enough to momentarily stun a space marine, slowing their block enough for Eisenhorn to get in a lethal strike. Not to mention, he once killed a Chaos Dreadnought in melee combat. Shit was wild. Whilst his physical and psychic abilities alone are enough to make a Space Marine look pathetic, it's his incredible will that sets him apart. He has gone through some serious fucking shit, suffering grievous wounds, multiple rounds of torture, the loss of many friends, numerous betrayals, and he uses the power of chaos as a weapon, yet he has never faltered, given up, or ever shown signs of corruption. Like, this dude straight up studied a chaos book, knows and has used warp sorcery, and has a pet demon, yet he is totally uncorrupted because he just chooses not to be. He was once injected with a serum of raw chaos, which either kills you or corrupts you. Unless you're Eisenhorn, who just got a power boost from the serum and used it to kill all of his heretical enemies. He doesn't fuck around. Not much more I can say here to convince you, this guy has it all.
Also, he's in a relationship with a blank, which as a psyker, being in a relationship with a blank is really difficult.
The final mortal human that makes Astartes look pathetic is none other than Commissar Sebastian Yarrick. There are a lot of impressive commissars out there, but Yarrick is on a whole nother level. On Armageddon, a war-torn world full of Astarte heroes, the Orc leader Gazkal chose the mortal Yarrick as his nemesis. This is big, like he didn't choose a Blood Angel Terminator or even Grimaldus as his nemesis. He decided that Yarrick was a significantly bigger threat than them. For context, Yarrick was an Orc expert, having learnt their language and psychology early in his career. As such, he was uncannily good at predicting their strategies and countering them. It was Yarrick's leadership and bravery which won the Second War of Armageddon for the Imperium. He wasn't just a brilliant commander.
Puppies are upset. 1 second, let's see if they calm down. Okay, there we go.
Yarrick fought a war boss in melee combat, losing his arm but taking the orc's head in the process. For context...
Alright, let me go take care of this real quick. I'll be back. Yes, I hear you. I know. You're so upset. They were very upset. They just wanted some pets. That's the way it is. Here we go.
War bosses are known to be able to rip an Astartes to shreds. Yarrick then took the war boss's power claw and stuck it on his cut-off arm. This was highly unusual, as generally orc technology only works for orcs, but I guess Yarrick is cunningly brutal or brutally cunning enough to wield it. Yarrick could once again fight against and repel Ghazghkull during the Third War of Armageddon, before giving chase against his ancient foe into the stars. The best part about all this is that Yarrick came out of retirement for both Wars of Armageddon. He wasn't this fresh young commissar full of life and energy. He was an old, bitter man that just didn't want to take any shit. He's universally respected by both his own men and the orcs he fights against. From solo killing orc war bosses, saving an important world twice, being chosen as the arch nemesis by the greatest orc in the galaxy, and using orc technology, all the while being an old retired man, it's clear that Yarrick could put any Astartes to shame. It just goes to show that even though the Space Marines are the pew-pew heroes of the setting, it doesn't mean that they are the be-all end-all. There are numerous mortals who have achieved more than any Astartes could ever dream of. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. Only $1 per month gives you access to a boatload of pretty cheeky hentai. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more mortal content.
Arco, go ahead. I know you want to.
Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Alright, so that was Major Kill, the 5 insane human characters that make Space Marines look pathetic. I agree with the whole list. I thought that Caiaphas Cain should have been in there, but I don't really know who I'd replace in that listing. As far as just pure martial ability, Caiaphas would be in there. He's taken on a couple of things. He's been able to duel Khornite berserkers. And a lot of things with Caiaphas wind up with him relying heavily on Jurgen, his aide, who provides him with a steady supply of tanner tea, and he's a blank. What can you expect? In any case, that entire list was perfect. Sly Marble, of course. I don't know how I didn't think of him immediately. All the anger in the world. All the anger in the world. In any case, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to do Skillshare, I'm going to be putting Major Kill's promo down in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel, I have a Patreon. In any case, all that being said, I hope you guys have had a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, SCP Overlord might be done uploading by the time this is finished. See you guys then.